And welcome to the Pixel Podcast. My name is Matt, and I'm here with Ethan.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I sounded like
And-
legitimately happy. That was weird.
You sounded, and I'm here with Ricardo as well.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, that's
I love
definitely
wrestling.
Ricardo.
Oh, what's up, wrestling? It's so fun.
I'm gonna pile drive Ethan.
And I'm here with Amber.
Oh yeah, yes. I am not gonna pile drive Ethan. That was Rico. No.
Yep. Ricardo's there. He's inspecting that block, as you can see.
Yeah, I
Guys,
like
work
his
clothes on.
squinty
Came straight
eyes.
from work. So he is definitely here.
100%.
You've been a little quiet. You've been a little quiet tonight, Rico. I'm just gonna say. So feel free to speak up, but you do you. If you want to stay quiet, that's cool
No, we're
too.
not gonna pressure you to say anything.
Yeah.
All right, enough of that bit. Ricardo's not here. Unfortunately, he had some car issues, so we will have him in spirit because he put together our document that we're working off of.
Yep.
So the trailer trash is all his.
So blame him for it.
To blame him for it, which is what we're gonna do.
Yep.
Poor guy though. Hopefully his car gets all worked out there.
Car stuff sucks.
Car
Yep.
stuff's
I just
never fun.
had not as bad, but I had to get all 4 of my tires changed, and one apparently still has a nail in it. And
What? How do you get that when your tires changed? Like, do they leave the nail in? Like, well, you wanted
no,
this
no,
nail
like-
in this one.
No,
transferred over.
What I
He needs to get new
mean
tires
is-
because of.
Yeah. Well, I had to get 4 tires because they're almost bald, and on top of that, one of them also has a nail. So they're like, yeah, very much get these tires changed.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm about to take like a 400-mile drive, so that'd be a good idea to get my tires changed.
Yeah, did they call you yet saying those were in?
No, I'm still waiting.
That's the next weekend, so you got time. You got
I
time
got
to
some
get
time.
Good luck.
car stuff.
Yep.
It's fun.
Car stuff
It's
sucks.
good. You definitely.
You know what's more fun than car stuff though?
What?
Go on.
Video games.
Whoa,
Not
you're
me.
right. Car video games.
I've heard about video games. I have not played any this
Those
week.
are actually the most boring sect.
Okay.
video
Well,
games.
Ricardo, what did you play?
I played nothing.
Okay.
I mean, that wasn't the worst, Ricardo.
Well, Amber and I played a game. It's called Donut County.
That is what it's called.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
I've heard good
that is
things
the
about
game.
this game.
It's good.
It is good. It is a short
Did
It is a bite-sized experience.
Yeah, it's like a 2-3 hour experience.
That's all I kind of want, you know.
Yeah, and it's good. It's
That's all I want
it's
these
good,
days.
it's good to play with other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny.
Is it? Did you guys play it on Steam or?
Nope.
We actually played it on iPad.
Okay, I was curious. I heard their iPad version. It's also cheaper. It's like $5 or
It's also
something.
it was cheaper, so we decided to get it there.
Yeah,
And
we're
also,
on a
you get a
budget.
nice sticker pack in the iOS Messages app, and that's cool.
I heard the
So
sticker pack was good.
you have a garbage day to me
Yeah,
every once
because
in a while.
there's every time the level loads, it just says "Have a garbage day"
It's pretty good.
every single time a new level loads up, and
It's pretty
and then
good.
there's a sticker
I
for
want a
that.
shirt
Now I
with
have a
that.
sticker.
Let's
Now I
go
have a
see
sticker
that.
that just says "Have a garbage day" on it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty
Nice.
good. So
Makes
tell me a
people-
little bit about Donut County. What is this
Nah.
game?
Donut County is a game where you, as widely advertised, you play as a hole in the ground.
Yep.
That every time
I
you
don't play as a donut.
You don't play as a donut. You
No.
play. You're in Donut County, which is the name of the county,
Okay.
which is totally not LA.
Yeah, it's
like,
very much not LA.
It is like
They
the
don't
most
have-
not LA it could possibly be.
They also don't have a part where you're on the 405, so it's definitely not.
Yeah, they even
LA.
call it the 405.
Oh,
so it
nice,
is-
okay.
And like they pull out to like a wide shot of like the entire city county, and it is like shaped like the LA
LA.
coastline and like
There's
the,
the
grid
Hollywood
of,
sign,
like,
but
yeah,
it
there's-
says something
They
different.
know what they're doing.
Yeah. So yeah, it is very much a kind of like analogous to real life, and it actually that comes into play with like the story and like the message a
Yes.
little bit of the game, which I was surprised that it had one in the first place.
Yep.
More than just being a goofy game where you play as a hole in the ground, but I won't spoil it. But it's actually really good, like a really well done.
I have
Like the
heard.
premise-
I have
story.
heard it, and it seems like a pretty good metaphor.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pretty good metaphor. Yeah. So the end result is that, like, I'll say that the plot intro is
The premise.
the premise is there is a raccoon named
BJ.
BJ
Mhm.
BK.
BK. I'm
BK.
sorry.
Like Burger
His name
King.
is BK.
The
His
other,
name is BK.
he's that other chain restaurant. He's
the
not,
other-
you know, he doesn't serve you deep dish pizzas. He's like,
No.
hey, we're just kind of a
Serves you
mediocre
mediocre
fast
burgers.
food chain now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
And he has an app on his iPad that lets you
Like you guys
control- that lets you deliver donuts, and by deliver donuts, that actually means
A hole in the
put a
ground.
hole in the ground underneath the person that delivered the donuts, that asked for the donuts, and then
Suck
suck
up.
everything up around them.
Yeah.
The
The
and then
mechanics. Oh, sorry.
every time you get an item into the hole gets bigger.
Yes.
And there's some neat little puzzles around, like, you know, certain objects manipulating things using the hole, and chasing certain things around and stuff like that.
It's style-wise and almost mechanic-wise is very reminiscent of Katamari.
Okay.
Where like Matt said, the hole gets bigger when you get more stuff in it, and you're just kind of in this little level, kind of sucking up what you can.
Yeah.
And it's got this very cute style.
And then it flashes forward 6 weeks later, where the entire town is now in this hole,
Yes.
including BK and his friends, and they're all mad at him. And it like basically then like goes to each person as they recount the story of what happened to them and how they fell in the hole. And then it goes to flashback, and you play as the hole.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And yeah, it's pretty funny. At the end of every level, there's the Trashopedia, which gives you a great item description from BK's point of view of all the things that you sucked up.
I can't even remember the.
I've heard great things about that.
It's probably the best. It's probably the best writing in the game. Is that
I'm trying. The only one I remember, I think, because they said on the Bombcast, was Campfire. The thing people used to watch before television or something.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Television for the past or something.
Yeah.
So it's very clever.
I think I can't remember all of them. It's like one was like rocks were planted by space aliens or something.
Yeah,
like that.
there's like a whole.
All right. I'm into that.
None of them are gonna be as funny recounting them, but they're pretty well written. Yeah. So that's pretty fun.
The whole game's pretty well written. It's got a good sense of humor about it.
There's apparently a good cutscene for dying to the final boss, which we didn't do at the time. So
man.
I've heard that's good.
So you should do that.
I'm definitely gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna play this. I'm planning on playing it over the weekend.
Yeah, it's good. It will take you one sitting, most likely.
I think it'll be a good palate cleanser from playing hit game. I think we're all maybe gonna play.
Marvel's Spider-Man.
Marvel's Spider-Man.
Marvel's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Persona 5.
No, that came out last year.
That's old.
It's old. It's an old game. This is Peter Parker. He's basically like all the anime characters you love.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he's got angst.
I mean, you see his eyes; they're pretty big when he's in the spider suit. He's got pretty big eyes.
Yeah, I think we've all talked already that we are all planning to buy that come Friday, so we got our weekends planned.
Yep, and he is Bakagaijin. I
hate you so much right now. Your waifu hates you.
Anyway.
Yes, we're probably gonna be playing Spider-Man, but we haven't played Spider-Man.
Nope.
No,
so we can't talk about Spider-Man. Donut County is good. You should play it.
Yes.
The iOS version is totally fine. Graphics fine. Like it looks just as good.
Yeah. And it controls well on the iPad.
Yeah, controls fine.
Yep.
But the other versions are also fine as well. Everything's fine. We're all fine. How are you?
Yeah, Donut County. Yeah, it's $5 on iPad, and then I think I'm looking at the Steam page, and it is
like $12.
Yeah, it's $13. It says similar to Hidden Folks and Chuchel, so I'm feeling pretty good about those.
I can see those.
Hidden Folks kind of.
I can see the humor being kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then you're the only one who's played more than one game. Or
yes, I've played
0.
2 Point Hospital, which is a spiritual successor to Theme Hospital, which is a very popular game back from like what, early 2000s, Ethan?
Oh, 99? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like around that time. And this is made by ex-developers.
Came out in 1997.
Wow. Yeah, so Bullfrog, I think, was the developer for that. And this is ex-Bullfrog developers. And they have banded together to create 2 Point Hospital. I never played Theme Hospital back in the day, but I heard good things about it.
I actually did play a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Wasn't there was a whole like slew of theme park, theme hospital.
Yeah, but the other theme games are a little bit more serious. They were not as goofy as this one. This one was weird. This one had like the very first machine I remember building in that game was like a way to decompress like oversized egos or something like that. Like they pop a head.
Can we get that for now?
I know, right? Like there'd be people that come in and they'll be like, "My head's huge," and then you like squeeze it out and whatever.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. They have people who are lightheaded in this game, and they just have a light bulb for a head. And then like then you have to build a machine which unscrews their head and like 3D prints a new head and like screws that on instead.
Yeah, it's goofy stuff like that. Yeah, so it's like a sim game, but also
horror.
weird.
Well, it's really cartoony.
Just like you just the sound of you describing that sounds like the most horrifying thing. Yeah.
There's one where it's just called Mockstar, which is just they're just dressed like Freddie Mercury, and they only walk like
Freddie Mercury
this weird in the Freddie
Mercury. Felt like they
way.
all. What was that one game? Was it Theme Hospital where they actually walked around like Elvis? And I think they used that, and I think they got in trouble for that, if I remember right. So
I was going to say, because Freddie Mercury's kind of a weird pool. Like it works.
Well, they don't call him Freddie Mercury.
Well, no, but like I would use someone like Elvis, someone who or the Beatles, who you the look of. It's like
Freddie Mercury is pretty iconic,
he
especially
is, but
more recently.
He's not the first one your mind goes to. I think that's funny.
Yeah, there's fun stuff like that. Lots of goofy, very specific disorders that you have to build an entire room for to house this one machine that will fix this one disorder. Yeah, so then you gotta cure patients. You gotta build like a nurse's office and like a staff break room and a bathroom, and you gotta build like the general general. They first go to like a general doctor's appointment, and then that doctor diagnoses them, and then they go to a different room, and then
this is accurate too.
Yeah. And then
healthcare. Yeah,
so that's how it works for the most part. You decorate your hospital with different decorations.
Question, because I've seen you kind of play this in the background. I haven't much paid attention to it. Do you have to decorate? Like, do you have to each room has to hit a certain meter? Or...
No, well, not you don't have to, but patients will like it better. They'll be more patient.
Okay.
In rooms that are decorated nicer, and they'll be happier after they're done.
Okay, kind of like also, Roller Coaster Tycoon. If you have like themes or decorations, they'll like it more.
And also the staff will be happier to work in that room for longer, because the staff will get tired and have to take breaks as well.
Okay.
So the bigger the room is, like you can make a room, like each room has a requirement for how big it has to be, but if you just make it the minimum size, it won't be as a prestigious of a room. That's the meter that you're filling up with. It's the prestige meter. So it levels up, like level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So the bigger you make a room, it'll start out with a higher level on that scale, and then there'll be less decorations you have to put in it, and there'll be more room for decorations to put in it, so that you can make it even fancier.
I was curious. I was like, I don't know if that's just like I feel like putting a file cabinet here, or if that was an actual mechanic.
Yeah, it's good. And then there's multiple levels, and each level you get a rating out of 3 stars, which is just like building up the hospital rating. You're like, once you have this many rooms and this much money and that kind of, you get rating 1, then you each level up on that kind of scale. And it's a lot about, like, especially when it gets bigger, directing the flow of traffic in a convenient way and making sure you have enough doctors and nurses and assistants and janitors to like cover all the stuff. If patients, like, because eventually your doctors go on break. If your doctor goes on a break, then you're gonna have a giant line of patients building up, unless you have a second doctor to go and fill that doctor's place. But then if you have a second doctor who's just standing around doing nothing, that's like a waste of money. So then you should probably build another room, and then it's you gotta like really balance this out. And then if all the rooms are really spread out from each other, the patients are walking all over the hospital, and it's like slowing things down. So really like planning out where you're going to build like little waiting areas, because there's like you want to build benches and seats and things like that for patients, and food machines so they don't get hungry, all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, you want to kind of balance out that flow and try and make it so that you have similar rooms next to each other and that kind of idea. You can expand the space in the hospital in certain levels, but in other levels you can't. One thing that I think this game, and I haven't played a ton of it so far, only like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours of it. One thing that I've run into so far that I'm like not the biggest fan of, but it is early going still, is that like every level is very contained. So you play level 1, and it's like, okay, level 1's gonna have these 3 conditions that people run into, that patients get, and you're gonna be able to get these 3 rooms to cure those 3 conditions. And like at a certain point, the game's like, okay, you're done. Like, level it up to level 3 now, but you will not get nothing else. You're not gonna get any new equipment or any new rooms or anything like that.
I feel like,
and so then you gotta go. So then, like, once you can go and like once you're done with the thing, you can go out, and once you get 1 star on any hospital, you can go ahead and move on to the next one. And so far, at least, I haven't run into a thing where it's like, oh, this requires 3 stars in the last hospital to get into. So it might be good to like not necessarily max out every hospital, which is what I've been doing so far, because there isn't much of an incentive to, and you don't get new stuff until you go to the next hospital, and that it will unlock new things now. And now you have this new thing, and it'll add 1 or 2 new things into that mix of stuff that you already did last time. But again, does not go past that once you've got, you know, X amount of things.
Right.
That's it. So then you have to quit and start again. Like, so like the thing is, like, the bummer is you have to like start a new hospital each time, which means that like every time you're, so far again, at least I've done 3 of the missions so far. I'm starting again, right? I like, even though they've added XY new condition or new room, I still have to start out and build the same beginning rooms.
Right,
all
like
over
you still
again.
have to put like the general
I still have to
practitioner's
put
room,
the staff room. I still have to
bathrooms.
put the general practice room. I still have to put the diagnosis room in. So I still got to like put those in anyway, and then I have to get to the new stuff. I haven't got to a point yet where it's like, oh, here's a hospital that's already like half built, and we've already given you all those basic stuff, and we're just gonna start off the new one. Again, maybe there is some of that because I haven't played enough of it yet. It's not the biggest inconvenience. It's not the biggest pain in the butt ever, but it is just a.
That's also similar to how Theme Hospital was as well. Like it had that is very much like you do the scenario, you move on to the next one. You do the scenario, you move on to the next one, which kind of is not. I don't know. It's different from how we usually
think. There's no sandbox mode.
Yeah, it's not just like a chill area. Just to be like, I'm gonna unlock stuff and have like a progression.
I'm gonna build the best hospital ever. I'm gonna like just make it as big as possible.
Yep.
Well, I was gonna say because some of that was sounding kind of like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but because when you did like the story mode or progression mode, whatever, it did gate off certain things. You can only get certain rides, certain stalls,
certain stuff. Yeah.
But A, there was a sandbox mode, and B, there was a variety. Like some you would already start, they were already like built up, or some were a whole new blank canvas. So there's probably a little bit more variety there than what you're talking about of I got to start from scratch each time, build it up to a certain level, and then I can continue to progress. Like that's becomes a little, not rote, but it becomes a little repetitive.
Yeah. The thing that I've definitely felt is that like I do that when I start a new hospital. I'm like, all right, and I gotta pause really quick. You don't carry over, so you gotta like start over and like get that rebuilt all up again. But it's so far it's fun, so I'm not really too begrudging. It's a really good chill out game of like listen to a podcast, watch a video on the side or something like that.
Yeah, like it's not very super difficult.
No, not so far. Like there's definitely been parts where I was like, okay, I gotta like rearrange how I'm doing things. But
maybe I'll check that out because that sounds
it's pretty
fun. I'm a sucker for sim management games. That sounds.
It's fun and it's got like a good sense of like kind of goofy humor to it.
Yeah.
If patients die in your hospital, they can turn into ghosts. And then you have to have a janitor with ghost busting trait to go and like vacuum them up.
Does he just have a proton pack always?
No, they have like a handheld vacuum.
Okay.
You just suck them up into that.
Oh, like a la Ouija.
Yeah. To upgrade or repair, but not like a backpack. It's just like literally just a handheld. That's fine.
Like,
yeah.
They've streamed down the whatever it's
like
called,
a dust buster. They have a like to just repair or fix or upgrade the machinery. The janitor just hit it with a big screwdriver. So yeah,
sounds
like that.
accurate.
Yep, it's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. But that's it. That's all I've been playing. So I guess we'll move on to one of our shortest.
The shortest things ever.
Our most recent like video game talk. That was like one of the quickest times we've had. But now it's on to the news.
Oh my goodness.
News.
I was gonna say, Matt and I keep on saying we're gonna play Captain Spirit, and we still haven't.
Play Donut County instead. It's probably more happy.
Yeah,
probably way more happy.
More happy. Yeah.
Happy more.
We were gonna talk about review scores, but I feel like I want to wait until Ricardo's here. We can talk about that next time, maybe.
I mean, that's your call.
Yeah, but just kind of make this a short one.
It's not like a timely. It's not like a timely. It's not like there's anything timely about that specifically.
Yeah. We'll wait. We'll
talk about that.
Since Rico put that down.
We'll go into the news and talk about WildStar Developer Carbine Studios shutting down. This is gonna sound mean, but I was surprised to hear that WildStar was still running.
hadn't heard about that thing for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean that to be mean. I just was like, oh, I haven't heard about that game. I didn't know that was. I heard about it when it launched, but I didn't know it was even still going. Ethan, did you ever play that or check that out at all? Or you're the most MMO person in this?
I did not. I remember hearing a lot about it though. Like I remember it being like, because it wasn't even actually like I remember it actually being like MMO like, but it wasn't really MMO at all, was it? It was just the gameplay kind of was like that.
I thought it was like pretty MMO. It was like full on, like it had like.
How MMO is it?
No, because from what I remember, this is the one that they were like, our raids aren't going to be those sissy Warcraft raids. You're gonna have to like attune for like you're gonna be like
Destiny.
There's like a 10-step program before. No, not like Destiny. Like Destiny, you can still just jump into the like. It's like you're gonna have to like do 20 different steps before you can even get to the raid. Like before you can even like. You can. Yeah, from what I remember, I mean, again, I don't remember. I never played it myself, but I thought it was pretty MMO. Like I thought it was like it's a full-on like MMO, like lots of players and everything. Yeah.
Can you
screenshots I'm looking at make this look like it is an MMO-ass MMO.
Yeah. I had heard WildStar maybe once before. But the thing I was bummed about was I recognized Carbine Studios because I had applied to them a couple times.
Where are they?
There in Orange County.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they were. Because I remember it was that's put on by that one guy. What's his face? The that baseball guy, right?
No. That was that was 33.
That's Kingdoms. That's our next news story.
Yeah.
That's Kurt Schilling, and he's that's Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this one was they were in Orange County, and it was like. It's like them and Blizzard were like the only.
Yeah, you're right.
Game studios.
There are multiple game studios. There's multiple. The Turtle Rock is also in Orange County.
Oh yeah, Turtle Rock. Yeah, that's another one.
There's a couple.
They were the only ones I'd seen, so I'd played there.
There's a couple. I know NC. It's not NC Soft. Dang it, what's that freaking the guys who did Wasteland? In Exile. In Exile is also like a really big studio in Orange County.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I mean, Irvine's like the mini Silicon Valley. That's different. Like that's like I think that's like what it's like.
Yeah, but I feel like game development isn't as heavily concentrated as like the tech sector. I think it's definitely a lot more like these guys are in Boston, these guys are over here. Like so
there are quite a few up here in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
True.
Not like all of them, of course.
No,
but like,
I think it's a little more spread out than like any majority tech company.
It's like that or like Montreal. Like half the game studios are in Montreal.
Yeah. This is the one that had this giant like image to like of like steps. Of like 12 different steps to like.
I looked over
I'll send it to you in the Discord. Oh, you can't see it in the Discord.
Can't see the Discord. I got stream.
Send it to you in this different other chat that we use. Yeah. So.
It's a bummer anytime you hear a studio is closing down because that means a bunch of people are losing their jobs.
It is a bummer, no matter what. Yeah, that was not necessarily
I also don't know like how long development was because there's definitely some times where it's like, this MMO like has a new patch every so often to keep its very, very dedicated player base that's been in there forever. And it's like at some point that player base slowly starts dropping off.
Yeah.
Right.
Getting new ones. And it's like, I remember this game always looking kind of neat though, but no, I never picked it up.
It was like a sci-fi World of Warcraft. That's what I've heard. It was like a space version of World of Warcraft.
Oh, space.
Doesn't hurt as much as City of Heroes closing down though.
That game, everyone really loved it. I never played it once.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
I'm so sorry.
Very grindy, but cool.
I hope all those people get a chance to find work somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
I think they ended about 50 employees, so there was still.
The thing I remember about WildStar 2 is it was like, we're launching a new MMO, and it was like 2012.
Yeah.
It was like it's like wow, you're launching a new MMO now.
I feel like that was after after the 33 studios had already shut down. At that point.
Like it's like, oh boy, this is a bad environment to launch MMOs into. It's not your fault. You probably started building this like 6 years ago.
Yep.
So you don't really have much of a choice. But speaking of 33 studios and Kingdoms of Amalur, mentioned by Ethan earlier, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning and all of the assets from 38 studios were acquired by THQ Nordic, who is basically like, so far THQ Nordic has acquired and talked about acquiring more things than it has actually put out at all. It is just this big suck hole on the games like unwanted. What's the chaff of the games industry? Just like everything, we will have it.
Has this been Googled in the last 5 years? We're gonna suck it up. We're gonna suck up that dead thing.
The games industry owns Suckhole, THQ Nordic.
THQ
Nordic, and THQ Nordic has been going on this train of like, as soon as they acquire a thing, they announce it and talk about how they're gonna do a thing with it. Like even before they have like a game or like just like, hey, we've got Kingdoms of Amalur.
We'll make it.
Something will be happening. we got these assets. We're good. So we're gonna like. I mean, so it's I mean I don't know if they're gonna re-release it or you know like what they're gonna do. I'm guessing what they would probably do is re-release Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, which is a third-person like character action game, kind of God of War-y, but also Bethesda RPG game. Which was supposed to be like the introduction to the universe for the giant MMO that 38 Studios was making. And that was going to be the, you know, kind of like, here's the base game so we can get some extra funding in and, you know, and like get everybody acquainted with the Kingdoms of Amalur world. And then we'll go ahead and bring the actual game in.
Yeah.
But it did not... It had a decent reception, but I don't think it didn't sell very well.
I don't think
they had a bunch of financial problems, which at the time were very well publicized, and eventually shut down and canceled the MMO. So it'd be interesting to see if they did anything like more than just re-release that game. I wonder if they'll use any of those unfinished assets at all.
I don't know. It said that they acquired both the RPG and the abandoned MMO.
Right. So I mean, I doubt they would release an MMO, but I wonder if they'll like. There's gonna be lots of stuff that they did for that game, right?
Yeah.
Not just an MMO. So like, so I wonder if they'll
use
anything else with that as well.
Yeah. They're just gonna make an amalgamation of this Saints Row, Time Splitters, Kingdoms of Amalur mishmash, and it's gonna be beautiful.
So pretty. I never played Kingdoms of Amalur.
I've always heard
I can't say it either. Kingdoms of Amalur.
Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning.
Reckoning.
I've always heard like pretty mostly positive things. I felt like they were building up something bigger, and everyone was like, "We're gonna wait for this."
This GameSpot GameSpot an article from this news story. It got a 7.5 from GameSpot.
Yeah.
So. I mean, like, I never heard that it was bad. I know that Jeff Grossman from Giant Bomb really liked it, but also, I don't think there was anything like they advertised it as it being like this is something you gotta check out and play. Like you know what I mean? Like it seemed like it was also just kind of like it's a good one of those, and it just didn't stand out enough maybe at the time. I don't really know what games it came out near. If those other games that like ate its lunch, something like that, but. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out if it does re-release something like that and
release on Steam.
Come from those assets.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. We're just blowing through this right now.
I know this is like I'm like, what do we do? What do we do with this podcast? It's like
Ricardo's truly the glue.
Ricardo's so quiet. We can finally get done.
I know, like he's quiet. I was like, wow, this is gonna be.
I'll get to bed at a decent time.
Maybe under an hour podcast. Like, what?
No, that's crazy.
No, the trailer trash must go on.
we need more tangents. We need to talk about more crazy stuff.
What about Steam? They always got great tangents. They always got crazy stuff.
I don't know. Amber added this story, so she can. This is not a Ricardo news story, so.
This is I diverted from the Ricardo agenda and added this. Valve just released a statement or a blog post, saying that some months ago they had talked about how they're not going to be policing their Steam store, kind of anything goes.
But then also removing all the games that have sex in them, like.
Yeah.
Made by indie developers.
Yeah.
So what they're doing now is they are now changing how like the search works for people and how the Steam page is curated for each user. That basically that there's going to be now tags or categories. I can't remember what it says, but people will choose their tags or categories that they want to see, and then Steam will algorithm and then based off that show you what kind of fits in those categories. And so two of the filters that they are going to put on is mature content and adults only. So stuff that falls into that they will put in there.
What's the difference between mature content and adults only? Like that's such a broad.
Well, it says right here the description right underneath it.
I don't want to read that far.
We often see developers who tell us their game contains mature content, but not sex or violence. You can now filter out those games out if you wish. The second is an adults-only filter, which allows you to filter out games that feature explicit sexual content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to filter in those games.
Can I only have those?
only search for the explicit.
The one thing they are doing.
How do I do this? How do I go? Where are these new?
I don't know when
they might not be out yet.
I thought
it says live now.
It says live now. How
do I filter? How do I go?
One of the things they did say that they were going to, I think, crack down a little bit more is they're going to require developers with violence or sexual content in their games, to describe that content. So they can apply the rating to games.
Game.
How many penises? Just one?
This game has 2 penises and they touch. So that's somebody's not gonna like it. Please.
Please watch out.
Please watch out for that.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. It was by user tags. I see that.
I can narrow. There's user created tags.
Oh, but there's a bazillion of them. There's no way it's in here.
That's gonna be terrible.
And I think you can only pick to 10 or something.
You know someone's gonna create like a dumb SJW tag or something like that, aren't they? Right?
There probably is already something like that.
I bet there's already that on there. Where do you even see the user tags?
It's you guys browse Steam and you click that. I'm trying to find. There is definitely a way to like keep things closed up. I know this is great. This is great content, but
great content.
Great content. I typed in narrow by tag adults only. And nothing.
Oh, these are yeah, I can't. Okay, search for tags. Okay, I can search for tags.
It's not gonna show up, bro. Ain't gonna show up.
Oh man.
Get sad. There's nothing there.
Ain't right.
Ain't right.
Valve also said that they're going to have new standards enforced on trolling on games that are trolling, which I assume are games that are just trying to get like achievements or like whatever the things are in Steam. I don't remember like the cards or whatever. But they basically say that they're going to, if they see a game that's a troll game, they're going to actually investigate the developer, see their history. Their banking information, developers they associate with, and more.
Interesting.
And then they're going to just ban those people outright instead of cherry picking through their individual game submissions.
Easier.
Yeah. And
the less work for Valve, the better. Is that what they? That's what they always say.
That's basically what it is.
That's basically. Yeah. And then their final statement was, in the words of someone here in the office, it really does seem like bad games are made by bad people. Yep. I
have a weird concern, which is, I guess, like, because like the previous way things worked, based on how things work now, it's like I just search for something. It's like based on your preferences, we've hidden 5 items, and I'm like, but I haven't said to not go through anything. And I went into my settings, and it was like, oh, you've ignored these 25 games, and there are 25 games that I've either already owned, or like didn't want to see anymore on my like, because you know how they have the discovery queue of like, here's 10 games that you might like, and it's like I hit ignore just to get it off of that 10 games list, so I wouldn't keep seeing it over and over again.
You're like, I own
but now
this.
It's like, you don't want this included any. I'm guessing you don't want this included anymore in
like the types of games
searches.
You like.
It's like, no, that's not what I mean. I just mean I want it off that list.
Man.
So
Steam's a little bit of
a mess.
Now it is like now it's like removed those from my like. I'm gonna go back in.
All right. I think we had enough. I think we had enough time of poking around Steam. We've had quite a.
Get off your Steam.
Get off your Steam. Oh no, we bought a game. Oh no.
It's too late.
So I guess it's like, yay, at least Valve's kind of enforcing stuff, but it's still like,
I guess
they're still very hands off. Like not. Yeah, I don't know. I freedom of speech, sure, but like, I wish they would.
Just at some point though, like they're having a harder product that people can't service good stuff to, and they're gonna be like,
and that's the thing is like in the end it's just harder for people to find things.
Yeah.
So
it's like their curation tools are just not great. Side note, this is very minor news story, not even worth it, but Black Desert Online, very big MMO right now, and people love it. I don't know why. I haven't actually played it, don't know anything about it.
What game online?
Black Desert Online.
Black Desert Online. I've heard of this game, but I haven't seen it.
They bought CCP, the developers of EVE Online.
Oh.
That's weirdly enough, yeah.
That doesn't seem like it's a small purchase. Like,
yeah, but it seems like they're going to still operate independently, and they're just going to they're just going to be like
owned by this company.
Yeah, they're just going to kind of do their own thing though, but
okay.
you know, kind of operate independently. And it's interesting because I feel like both those games probably could learn a bit from each other, probably, because one's really popular and you know one is older,
older and more dedicated, but maybe not quite as wide.
Yeah.
As massive appeal as.
Oh yeah, someone in chat is randomly mentioning. I only put 1 hour in Stellaris, and that's because I got through the main game and it loaded me right into the game after the character creation. Didn't give me a tutorial. I don't know. I was like, this is too much. Because I think it was something Matt played earlier. And also,
yeah, that's my copy of Stellaris. I think. I don't think you.
Oh, because.
Yeah, but it should still like it should make it fresh. Like when we share libraries, like it should be my own stuff.
It should, yeah.
And it's like you're on a completely.
I think you might have. Well, remember we did that. Here come that boy.
Here come that boy.
Them boys. Yeah, I think that might have glitched it out. So. We gotta go back to
well, if you should uninstall it, but like the Stellaris doesn't have like the most amazing tutorial ever.
It's better than nothing. We're just like I don't know what any of this does.
Yeah. If you start it up, you should be able to like turn on the. If you go into the settings, there's like a turn on all tooltips, and it will just like guide you through the first part of the game, kind of thing. And like anytime you click on anything, it'll be like, "Hey, this is what this does." Let me give you a full like breakdown of what this item is or what this tab does. So you can go and reset that.
Well, that's all the news we got. Unless someone has a surprise news story that I'm unaware of.
Also, yeah, I know it's you, John. I just don't want to say anything.
We're trying to keep our friends private.
Keep our friends private. We're trying to protect you, bro.
Since your name is not in the.
You know what your internet does.
Yeah, Spartan6.
Yeah, Ethan_Hawks. How will anyone know who you are?
I made that choice. I don't know if they made that choice.
You don't want to get doxxed. We're not doxing anybody.
Yeah, not doxing anyone.
Also, he's just a big fan of the actor Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I really just like Ethan Hawke, but like multiple ones.
That username was taken, so yeah,
there's a couple more.
John, you still playing a lot of Total War? I don't know if that's the last thing that you've played. Obviously, it's been a while since we talked, but
only Total War always. Let's talk about the next thing, but it's gonna be hard to transition.
It'll be hard to transition.
It'll be hard to transition.
Ricardo, it's just gonna require you to talk a little bit more than you've talked recently.
Okay.
Yeah, you ready for Ricardo to talk? Ethan?
I think Ricardo's ready to talk.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say trailer trash.
Trailer trash. Going on, god dang it! The Kingdom of Amalur is going back. Get her done.
There's just Ethan at the end there. Just like Ethan's voice.
I don't know where Ethan came from. I mean, Ricardo just got really tired, so I had to pick up the slack.
I think that was a better Ricardo impression than I do.
No, yours is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yours is pretty good. That one, the 1 week that you did it.
Oh, the one time I did it.
One time.
It's trailer trash. It's the segment we watch a bunch of trailers that came out this week.
Yep.
And then we talk about them, and then we decide which trailer is the best, arbitrarily based on our personal opinions, and say
no. These are facts. These are facts.
This trailer wins, and it's going to the finals. And the finals are at the end of the year. We watch every that we watched.
Don't make us do that
again. And then we have to fight.
What do you mean don't make do it again? It's gonna happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's what we do every year.
Every year. It was fun. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was just we started at what was it, like 8 or 9?
Yeah, we just start earlier.
Problem. This time we need to try and start earlier.
We'll find it out. We'll just eat while watching this. It'll be great.
First off, do you guys like COD?
I do, kind of.
Do you guys like Blackout?
I don't really like blacking out. I usually try to avoid that. I drink a lot of water. Yeah.
You're gonna black out when you catch some serious G's off this wingsuit that you can get when you play the new Blackout mode, which is the Battle Royale mode for Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Yeah, I think they never mentioned much about this except that they're doing Battle Royale the Black Ops way.
Is there gonna be wall running?
No.
Good. They also, I think they also did mention, or at least maybe not in their like an announcement, but like the press have talked about that it's going to be made up of existing,
Yes.
like famous, famous
like
Call of Duty
best
maps.
of maps.
Yeah.
But also but combined together so that you can still leave one map and go to the other. It's like.
And I recognize a couple of these maps.
Yeah, Nuketown is obviously the big.
Yeah, Nuketown's one. There's that one with the
here.
car
the
far
shipping
away.
The shipping containers.
What's unclear about this trailer is it looks like there's a asylum with zombies in it. It's kind of weird. There's like a zombie.
The zombies might be their version of the circle.
No, because they had the circle the next scene. So
yeah,
I
there
don't
was
know.
like a purple. There was a purple wall.
Yeah, so that who knows?
I think the thing that stood out to me.
You know what I think? I think it's not going to have 100 players, and the zombies are going to be their way to make up for the fact that there's not 100.
You might be right. I think
Actually,
I bet there's going to be less than. If there's over 50 players, I think I'll be surprised.
I would be surprised if it was over 50. I bet it's going to be like 32 or 36, which is still could be fun, but like
it could be. That doesn't a game does not have to. A game does not have to.
Have 30.
Have 100 players to be, or even 50 or whatever to be like a good battle royale. But I
feel
they're gonna try and pad it out a little bit. I think that's what they're gonna try and do.
Yeah, the thing that surprised me is there's a lot of vehicles, a lot of weird gadgets. Like I didn't expect any of that stuff in a Call of Duty game, to be honest. I thought it was just gonna be all foot stuff, but there's a lot of vehicle play in this trailer.
Wingsuit, helicopters, boats,
grappling hooks.
So. Slingshot things that have laser tripwires.
See, that's very Black Ops. That's very Black Ops. I think one thing
a monkey.
I think that's. I feel honestly, like everyone's got their own weird power. I think that might be Black Ops 2. Other thing I noticed is running at a very smooth 60 frames a second. And
that won't be the thing in actual.
I wonder, because that is one of the things that Call of Duty is known for. Is their multiplayer always runs really smooth, even on console.
Yes.
But also I think there might be classes. We think there might be that because of the weird monkey bomb.
Yes.
There is the person who builds up a tower.
Some people that played the beta, I think they said that there were classes.
There are. I played it at E3. There were definitely classes.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if that comes over to this mode.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm definitely more interested than I have been in the past of a Call of Duty game, but I'm also kind of like. It looks a little too fast-paced. It looks a little too fast-paced, a little more Fortnite-y than I was kind of hoping for.
You're hoping for more of a PUBG kind
Yeah, more of a slower type. I'm feeling like, that's why I'm kind of looking more forward to the Battlefield version, where it's like, all right, everyone's a little bit slower. It's not as as crazy running.
The Battlefield version is going to be teams of 4.
Yeah.
They announced that.
Right.
That's going to be
announce that, which is
going to be 64 players. I can't remember how many teams of 4 that is.
I can't math
16
right now.
teams of 4,
That
I think.
sounds right. Yes.
I think that is 16 teams of 4. So that'll be what there will not be a solo version. I'm not sure if this will have a solo version or not. All the things they showed here look very team driven.
Yeah, it did. I don't know why they're doing the team stuff. I wonder if it's
probably easier for the kind of combat that is in the game, especially if you're doing class-based stuff, right? Like it's kind of hard if you're not playing a support class, then you're just not gonna die.
But I feel like the joy of that is 1v1. You're all alone. Like I don't know. I think that's one of the cooler extra aspects of those battle royale games to me. I do like playing with friends, but I also like the option to play alone.
It's just fun to go in alone.
Yeah.
Just you and your wand of chicken dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, anyway, it's good to know that they're doing some stuff with this, and I'm curious how the actual final product is. That's all I gotta say. Speaking of a game that is a final product, not really sure what this is, and it's a very short trailer. The Surge, the good, the bad, and the augmented teaser trailer. It is literally
7 second. The 7 second trailer.
Yeah.
Do you like cyberpunk in the West? Do you like sci-fi in the West? All right, well, you're not gonna like this trailer. And that's it.
Do you like wall running?
No.
This is literally just a character standing from a saloon. I don't know why this I'm sorry, Ricardo. This is not a great trailer. It's very short.
I mean, he didn't know.
He didn't know.
We're not supposed to watch these before we. The Surge is one of those games that, it's like a Dark Souls clone, but people were like, yeah, you know what, it's not too bad. And then the DLC came out, and apparently that was pretty good. There's another DLC before this.
Yeah, so this is more DLC because I know they had the Surge too. They were showing that at E3, so I was like, what?
This must be a DLC pack.
Yeah,
it looks like a goofy one.
For as short as it is and as themey as it is, it's kind of feels like DLC. So that's a trailer.
Cool, that's the trailer. Yep,
It's very
looks like
short.
a Western version of the Surge, which is all cyber-y, future-y.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's it.
And we got a Fortnite trailer showing, I guess, this new mode, not new mode, but new event called High Stakes, which you get to all kind of have hearts and spades and clubs all on your mask, and you can then do like kind of like looks like robbery type stuff. It's kind of like casino stealing.
Yeah, it looks almost like capture the flag-esque, but you're like heist stealing stuff, kind of.
I don't know if that's actual gameplay or if that's just cosmetics.
Well, it's hard to tell because like also like Fortnite does do a ton of events. They do a ton of events.
They did a Infinity War event. They did
and they did like other like there's like a missile thing going on in one of the events. And,
they had a
like,
20 team or like a teams of 20 event. Like,
yeah.
They had a lot.
So I think that like there is, I mean there might be a component to this at least like a, it's probably still the same mode, but then also there's this going on and
yeah, maybe.
You know, you could get extra money if you captured the thing.
Yeah, maybe. Definitely like showing off a lot of their aesthetics and skins and some weapon stuff. So that seems to be.
You get a crystal pinata.
Thank God, I was waiting.
I know that's what everyone wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good trailer though for being an event. Like pretty fun.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. I mean that's why Fortnite. Part of what made Fortnite so popular is it does have like polish.
They do great events, and they have they're. It's almost like Epic abandoned everything else and was like, let's just put money into this thing.
Weird.
That's a mad idea, almost as mad as the Mad Crown. Excuse me, Mad Crown. It's a Mad Crown.
Thank you.
All around me are familiar crowns.
That's really good at dubbing
Dungeons.
words. He'll just sing the song and then just dub one word.
Yeah, I'll just change.
And then just continue that.
That's how you do parodies, man.
That's what Weird Al says.
Mad crowns, doon 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 doon. Mad crowns, and then you do a striptease to that.
That's what you do, yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
So in a way.
I mean, that's how I won you over.
Yeah.
This is
not
Darkest Dungeon.
Nope.
It's a different game. This game, you walk around an overworld. In Darkest Dungeon, you don't do that.
That's the difference.
No, there's also a card element.
Yes, there's other things. The visually speaking, looks very. The arrangement of the characters on screen is not one-to-one. It just looks very similar.
The art style looks like it's harking to Darkest Dungeon.
The implication that your characters will go mad, or something thereof, like the kind of cosmic horror elements of it. But it looks more anime, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
They got bigger eyes.
Yeah.
Look a little more like anime-esque.
Not gross looking, but dark looking as Darkest Dungeon?
Not as grim.
Yeah.
It's still grim, but not as grim.
It's like grim light.
It looks like it almost might be like more of a. I don't know if it actually is, but it looks like it might be more of like a dungeon crawler or a roguelike. It's got like a map screen and stuff like that, and you're fighting more like you're fighting more like random. I wonder if it is randomly generated. I don't. It might be like a randomly generated dungeon or something. So yeah.
It doesn't look terrible. It looks kind of cool.
It doesn't look bad. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the visuals. I don't think they look as good as Darkest Dungeon, but they are not.
It feels like too much of a ripoff to me and not diverting enough from its clear source material that I kind of just leaves me with the bad.
I think it's more the fact that like also the UI isn't diverting enough either, which kind of is like you can have the same sort of gameplay, but like it definitely is a very heavily very very dark inks. Or lines, it's got that sort of style to it as well, which is just like, I don't know, okay, you probably do some different things, but maybe you could have done some different things with a completely different art style, you know?
Yeah, I think like that, doing that mechanic is fine, like all the Darkest Dungeon, but like switch it up somewhere so it doesn't feel like it's a blatant ripoff.
I'm just surprised that, well, not surprised. I mean, I'm just saying that like it's not gonna be the same without that narrator.
Yeah,
that's true.
Antediluvial horror.
Yeah. Also, the characters look, the enemies don't look as cool. It's creepy.
It looks just okay.
All right.
So that game
looks fun. Looks like it could be fun.
It could be good. It could be fun, but who knows? Because it's an unknown fate of how good that game will be, and this is Unknown Fate launch trailer.
Oh, this trailer is creepy. It's got tentacle
Ethan's
arms.
on it with his transitions.
Yeah, I got it. We got flying whales in this game. You got like big old long hands. You got all sorts of other trippy imagery. From what we said, it looks kind of like a Talos principle.
Yes, It's like a fantasy, trippy
yeah,
Talos principle.
Possibly a slight bit of cosmic horror in this as well.
Yeah, it also has eye tracking and VR support, which is interesting.
Yes, which is cool, but not required, right?
Not
It's
required.
not
It looks like you're going to just play it on a flat screen.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure 100%, but it looks like it could be fun. I'm not sure I'm really looking for another one of those.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood for one of these right now.
There's enemies in that one shot.
There's quite a lot of enemies and bad looking things, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just like another first-person game where I can't attack and I move really slow and I have to like solve puzzles.
And now they're enemies.
The environments and just the atmosphere look amazing, and they might have a cool story to it. So maybe it's a game I'll watch Let's Play of or something like that.
And Talos Principle, although it had some interesting ideas, like it never looked like appealing enough to me because it felt like a clumsier version of Portal. So to have something that's like an even clumsier version of the clumsy version.
Like the puzzles were good, but I just I'm not into puzzles for the puzzle's sake. Like I really like some sort of ulterior.
Oh, like The Witness.
Like I mean, like I liked The Witness, and then like I did get tired of it eventually, and like didn't finish it all the way or play through the whole thing.
It needs to be an extra carrot.
Yeah. Like The Witness had a couple extra carrots, but I appreciate a more narrative.
Yeah, instead of like weird philosophical stuff.
Yeah, that goes nowhere in the end. That has nothing to has nothing actually to.
Isn't that like life?
Just like life,
Think
man.
About it.
Think about it. Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't look bad. It looks like it's pretty good. I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna get into it. Maybe I'll watch them.
Yeah. Maybe this game's for someone. Just doesn't sound like it's for us.
Moving on.
Well, it seems more like your effect.
Do you like games that are inspired by other games?
Do you like anime?
No.
Do you
like anime?
No.
I mean,
Ethan, do you like anime?
No.
What did anime do to you? Show me on the doll where anime touched you.
Well,
anime didn't touch me anywhere. That's why I don't like it. I feel nothing.
It's a cold heart.
It didn't touch my heart. It just went right through it, and I was like, all right, whatever, anime.
Whatever.
This looks like a Persona game.
Boy, does it! It's got cutscenes and
I mean the animation looks like the animated cutscenes that are like actually 2D animated.
Yeah.
Look straight like those look like exactly like the Persona ones.
Well, and even the 3D models look just like the Persona models. Like, so it looks good. Like it looks interesting. I mean,
I don't really know what you do in this game though. It's like
It looks like
I think you rebel.
Visually it looks fine, but I don't know actually what you like if you're fighting or if you're just doing dating sim type stuff. Like there's only like fighting looking things, but like what kind of fighting? Turn based, real time.
I almost look real time for a second, but I think it's gonna be turn based probably.
Yeah, probably.
There's an evil demon. Like it looks very Persona with like the whole like we're high school kids, but also demons. We got
demon slaying to do on the weekends
demons.
After school.
Apparently this game's been in Japan a while ago, right?
Yeah, 2006 was when it first launched. This is like the
2006.
Yeah, 2016. Sorry,
oh,
this is the Caligula Effect Overdose. Is what it's called. So I don't know if this is like some sort of like complete edition or if it's like just the translated version coming to the U.S.
Right.
I don't know what the the exact details are, but yeah, it doesn't look terrible again, but I'm not sure
there's
it
not
really
enough
convinced
of
me with this alone.
There's not enough of a narrative hook in this trailer to kind of tell you what's kind of going on, other than weird stuff and like
anime.
Yeah, and you have to rebel.
Yeah, like anime, like in Persona 5.
Yeah, it definitely feels very.
Fight the resistance or be the resistance.
I wish it would show us. Oh my gosh, that one girl looked exactly like Makoto.
I'm the resistance inside this anime, trying to undo its worst instincts.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you saying you're waging a siege?
Yeah.
Are you crafting a siege?
Just on it tonight.
Yeah.
Siegecraft Commander. This is a game on Switch.
It's a new Blizzard game, Siegecraft.
Siegecraft. Yeah, all craft.
World of Siegecraft.
My favorite MMO.
This looks like some sort of tower defense, but it looks a little more active.
Yeah.
It also doesn't look great. It looks kind of.
Nah, yeah, it's like weird. It's like an offensive tower defense. where you.
It's offensive because it's bad. No, I don't know. It's probably fine.
Nice.
So offensive
They tried
tower
hard.
where you like launch this boulder, which then creates a new tower, and then I'm sure you can like build different kinds of tower, which like some of them spawn dudes, some of them have cannons on them, and then you gotta blow up other people's towers.
Right.
It seems yeah, I don't know, nothing. It doesn't really strike me. It
No.
doesn't visually look very appealing,
No.
and the frame rate's really low. That's one thing that you noticed, Ethan.
Yeah, it's
well, it's a Switch game, so.
But it also just seems even then it's like
You can make it not 15. You can make it 30 frames a second. You know, I don't know.
Oh shoot!
It looks rough.
Also, I don't know how much this game is. If this game's like $15, then I feel like that it fits within its style. But like if it's like $40, then I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Siegecraft.
Siegecraft.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, I really don't like the bubbly letters in this thing.
I
like,
don't. It reminds me of Funky Barn.
Funky Barn.
Man, boy, that's a good.
Or Funky Barn,
pull.
or another Nintendo game.
Does.
No one remembers that game. Did you find the price yet, Matt?
I am looking at the page right now.
And what's it good? Because I want to go on this next game.
$20.
That's a lot.
That's not the worst.
If you're into these type of games, it might be alright.
Yeah.
It doesn't look terrible.
And that's too high for my budget, but that's
Yeah.
that's a fine price for this scale of game.
Now, what if you had
A bunch of wizards.
a bunch of wizards having a tournament?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
think-
so. This
Now-
is the quickest. We on this game
Turned
all three of us
around,
were,
we
turned around so fast on
'Cause
it.
it
I'm
looks-
just like, wow, this looks great.
And then we saw the
like,
gameplay, and
next
we're like,
scene.
I was like, oh, like this first opening scene, they're all like gathering on the little platform to start
There's a
the
little
game. It just looks like,
countdown.
oh, it's great.
beautiful
And then
looking. The game looks
and then it's like-
great.
And like the art, the animation, it looks beautiful. And then it's just like, all right, here's the gameplay. Throw these things into a pot.
Yeah.
Here's the
get this
gameplay. Throw
pumpkin.
pumpkins at each other.
Like play keep away with the pumpkin.
Watch
Yeah.
avoid these penguins. It's like I don't know. It just doesn't look.
They look like really
Interesting
slow
or
Mario
fun.
Party mini
And
game.
I know no one can hear this on the stream or obviously the podcast, but the music going to it is like
Yes.
it is the weirdest kind of
jarring.
like
So
So
jarringly
somber,
off.
quiet. Yeah, it does
Yeah.
not fit.
It's
the,
slightly upbeat, but it
party
just doesn't
atmosphere.
seem frantic. It just seems kind of
somber is
like
the right word. It just seems quietly like kind of slow.
yeah.
Kind of action going on screen.
Yeah, it's just a big bummer, man.
And-
It's just
The camera's weirdly zoomed out, so everything looks very
Everything
small.
looks really far away and slow, and like even if that's how the game plays, like the trailer they could have edited it at least. So oh wow, you got stuff in your shot.
oh shoot, my bad. I was looking at my microphone stuff.
Yeah. So it just looks like a little bit like I still see your.
He's on a delay,
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, it just looked a little slow. And it's so it's a bummer because the art is so
The
cool
art's
looking,
really
and
good. Like I want
The
to
little
look
animation
up
3, 2, 1 before the game starts or
Yeah.
whatever is like a really cool little thing. Like it
I'll
looks
look up
so
the studio.
nice. And all the wizards look kind of neat. They all have different shapes and sizes and different hats on. And but yeah, nothing about those mini games seem super exciting. So I don't know. Maybe if I was to play it, I would really get into it. But like it just did not sell me.
It just doesn't look. Looks like a bunch of not a great collection of mini games is what I gotta say.
Yeah. Sad.
What about this game though? Announcement trailer for this game called Damnview, built from nothing, which is a very weird name.
Yeah, it does not quite roll off the tongue.
But it starts off with a animated intro with anthropomorphic animals.
Yep.
Walking around. One's a priest. One's like some sort of gang member. One's a cop.
But he
What? Just
has,
because
he
he's
has,
got a smoke,
but he has
he's
a
a gang
Catholic
member?
rosary.
Because he had a gun.
Well,
The
listen.
priest is a gun. The priest is a gun.
No, he stole the
priest
gun. The
steals the
priest
gun.
steals the gun from this guy.
Didn't you listen to the VO?
Yeah, man.
The song is great. The song is just like, this is what's happening on screen.
Like it literally is
Again,
narrating, but in
yeah.
song form. It's odd.
You
I don't
can't.
know. I like this owl priest though. He looks pretty cool.
Yeah, they all
I
look
like
cool.
this wolf guy. He looks.
They all look
tight.
cool, yeah. But like, yeah, it's great. Like the song, which you can't hear again on the podcast, but you should go and watch the trailer itself. It's just like, this is what's happening on screen.
Yep.
The priest is walking down the street. Like
They bump into each other, a chance meeting.
Yeah.
They'll never see each other again. It's like, okay.
And it's just the game, which looks a little bit different from the animated cutscene, but it still looks very evocative.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's like a grimy Hotline Miami style, but not with the flashing lights and everything. But it's very kind of muted tones.
Drug trip.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
It looks like it's gonna have blood and like harsh tones. The ending is like sleep, meet, build, work, fight. Like it sounds like you're gonna like be living out like a kind of daily life kind of situation
in this tough time.
It almost looks like a GTA style. Like
they
show him driving and stealing a car. They show him working at the food place. They show him like beating up people at the club. They show him in jail. It kind of just seems like this thing where you're gonna be like doing lots of different like daily routine kind of stuff, and then there'll be obviously like I'm sure some sort of story mission or plot to drive you forward. But yeah, I don't know. It looks interesting.
It seems neat. Yeah, it might be one worth checking out.
Yeah. There's a lot of games this week that were like, this looked cool. I'm not sure I would 100% play it for sure, but it looked cool. Like
I think it potentially could be. I'm really interested in this game. It seems really cool.
This one looks like the most of those. Yes. But the most cool, I should say. But like the rest of them were, I feel like that none of them looked like particularly terrible or awful, but like nothing that was like, oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But this one looks neat. I'm interested to see where this one goes.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well,
what wins, guys? I think it sounds like we have a front runner right now, but let's hear everyone's thoughts.
That's right. Wizards Tourney.
Wizards.
Our favorite.
I mean, I felt like it had the highest high
and the lowest
low.
It wasn't the lowest low.
It fell from grace pretty quickly.
It fell from grace pretty quickly.
It fell from grace, but it wasn't the lowest low.
Name one thing worse.
The anime.
The anime was fine. It's just anime.
It's just anime.
You know what you're getting, you know?
It's not just anime, Ethan. It's more than that.
It's just anime.
It means so much.
It's just anime. I definitely...
I feel like the Fortnite and Mad Crown trailers were less interesting than the Wizards Tourney trailer. The Wizards Tourney trailer was good.
Yeah, that's fine.
No.
That's fair.
No.
I don't think it doesn't look like an amazing game to me, but I think that the art style still puts it over.
The art style is very good, and then it starts moving. You're like, oh no, why did you? It makes it feel like you're wasting it. Anyway,
Damnview, built from nothing. Is that the winner?
Yeah.
I think that's the one we like the best.
Yeah,
definitely wins.
It's kind of a not the best week for trailers, but this one at least had a story and an art style that stuck with us. I'm reading this article from Nintendo Life. It's apparently coming. I think it's coming to Switch, and it's saying Stardew Valley meets Hotline Miami, and I'm like, all right, okay.
Stardew Valley meets Hotline Miami. Okay.
It's like got the style and theme of Hotline Miami with like the mechanics of a Stardew Valley, minus the farming. You like manage your income.
I'm even more into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sandbox world. Sounds really neat.
I want to farm and I want to fight.
And I want
to yes. And
I bet that might be in there too.
Better have animals fucking.
It's the only way I know how to anymore. What?
Alrighty. Well, we've got the winner.
Mm-hmm.
The winner is Damnview, built from nothing. That's the full title, right?
Yep.
Yes.
It's
Damnview, built from nothing.
No.
Not the best game.
Damnview is also
game name.
just by itself not a great name.
No.
Damnview. Well, I mean, maybe it means something.
I think it does.
Maybe
based on what I'm reading, but
does that have a release date? Did we see that? Does the trailer actually say when it was coming out?
No, I'm trying to see if there's a release date, but
all right.
Other than it coming to Switch, I don't see any other detail.
Damnview's the winner. Thank you everybody for listening and watching on twitch.tv/pixel_legends. Rico could not be here this week, but we shout out him and his car. Hopefully his car is gonna be okay and not broken for forever. And it sounds like he hopefully got home safe.
Yeah, hopefully.
He was waiting for his brother to pick him up last time we talked to him. So hopefully that is good. And he'll be on next week again, hopefully, if things go well. In the meantime, thank you for listening and watching. Give us a follow if you like the podcast, and if you want to check out our audio version, didn't have time to watch the whole thing, you can go check us out on iTunes, and our website is pixellegends.com with 1L. Ethan streams on Monday nights.
Yeah.
Amber and I stream on Tuesdays and Saturday nights. Ethan's doing Overlord 2 right now. Amber and I are doing Mass Effect 1, and then we'll be doing Mass Effect 2. And Ricardo has been streaming Dark Souls 3, which he just did his first stream of last night. So if you'd like to go check that out and see his first forays into Dark Souls 3, then you should go
streaming on Wednesdays
to his channel. Yeah, that is Wednesday nights. Just to be fair, I said last night. But people who are listening to this do not know what that is. Wednesday nights, Ricardo will be streaming. He said he might do a weekend stream as well. So check us all out on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all those places. We appreciate it.
Peach and Musically
and Mastodon and
Venmo and
yes, send us money. Amber and I need to buy new chairs and a new mic.
So that my chair doesn't do this.
Can't hear it. Can't hear anything.
It's pretty quiet. It's pretty
Can't
quiet.
hear nothing.
I cut out the sound too, so the audio podcast won't listen to that. The chair squeaks a lot. It's annoying.
Squeaks.
We'll catch you guys next week. Thank you very much.
Later.